This is Drew, and I'd like to welcome you back to Fragrantomics. Fragrance we're going to talk about today is an unboxing. It's by Lattafa, and it's called SUQRAAT, or SUQRAAT. Of course, we're going to do a deep dive and our first impressions into the fragrance as soon as we come back. I want to welcome you back to Fragrantomics, the destination where confidence starts with a spray. Here we want you to smell unforgettable and stand out everywhere you go. Here, smelling good is not only your fragrance, it's your signature. Let's go ahead and get this SUQRAAT broke down. All right, we got SUQRAAT by Lattafa Parfums for Men. We got it here pulled up on Fred Radical. Let's see what the main accord side says. It is fresh, spicy, citrus, powdery, musky, aromatic, lavender, woody, ozonic, fresh, and aquatic. Let's see what it says about it. It says it's an aromatic for men. It was launched in 2022. So let's go ahead and see what the notes are. It says the top notes, pretty simple, bergamot and ginger, which you're gonna get up top. The mid note is lavender and violet leaf. And then the base, when it dries down, is gonna be musk, sandalwood, and amber. Now, this particular one is a cheapie. I think this came in at about $20 to $22. I don't think it was more than 25, if I'm not mistaken. Now, this particular one is rated a 4.22 out of 5 with 636 votes. This is supposed to be a clone of a more popular and expensive fragrance. So let's go ahead and get this thing unboxed and see what we got going on. All right, guys, here we are with the SUQRAAT box by Lattafa. You know, Lattafa don't get too crazy as far as the presentation. They just slap it in the box, stick on it, and send it out. I don't have a problem with that because they've been doing a hell of a job on a lot of the fragrances that they come out with, especially when they're, you know, clones or cheaper alternatives to a lot of these more expensive designer fragrances. Let's go ahead and get him opened up. It's sitting up in the box like so. Let's go ahead and bring him out. And here's your bottle. Hard glass. Got a plastic top with some fake chrome on it or whatnot. The lid is non-magnetic. It barely holds on. This is definitely not one you can pick up by the lid. It's plastic with something that got a little bit of heaviness to it, but it's just plastic, and it definitely just sits on. There's nothing to grip it. I don't know. No, I thought mine was leaking. Yeah, it is. Mine is already leaking.
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
But for $22, I guess the bottle's not gonna be perfect. And it also has a little metal sticker sitting on the front of it to tell you what it is. Kind of a crazy name. But we don't care too much about that. Let's go ahead and get it checked out and see what's what. Let me check this atomizer out. Let's see what we got here. Let's see, make sure y'all can see what's going on. 2 or 3 pumps to get him going. There it is. We got something going here. Let's get him shook. I'm trying to keep it away from my nose because this particular I have not smelled. I have no idea as far as what to expect. There, it's kicking up already. Here we go.
Here I come. Oh, here I come. Oh.
Right up front, the ginger, the bergamot is right up front. This is super simple. Yep, bergamot, ginger. And I'm getting the musk. It says the base note, but I'm getting some of that up front. Then of course in the mid notes, you got some florals going on. They are light though, which would be your lavender and your violet leaf. To be honest, I'm picking up something else. I don't know if it's magnolia or something else I'm picking up off this scent profile. But let's stick with what they say is in it. Now, closer I get it to my nose, I do get the musk, sandalwood, and the amber. The amber kind of makes it thick. The sandalwood kind of gives it that cedarish type deal. Now, this is supposed to be an alternative to Acqua di Gio's PROFUMO, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know what that smell. I haven't smelled it. But along this particular smells, it's a pretty good fragrance. It's more of a regular designer type deal. It's nothing special. And as you can see, the note breakdown is super simple. It's a nice, clean fragrance though, I give it that. For my nose, I would think you would probably need 5 or 6 sprays to get started to see what it does on your chemistry or whatnot. That's what I would think. Yep, 5 to 6 sprays. This particular one, I would give it maybe 5 minutes before I went to my event or whatever I had on. I could see this one right here probably lasting probably anywhere from 2 to 4 hours. Could probably give you probably a good 4-foot sillage. But it's a versatile designer type scent. It's not, this is something that if you went to Macy's and went to the counter or whatnot, this is one of the fragrances that you would probably, you know, get a whiff of everybody spraying. To me, it's not special, but it's pretty good. But this one, it's kind of, you could dress it up as far as the occasion, because it's a designer fragrance. It's pretty much a fragrance that everybody's gonna like. I don't see this one being offensive to anyone. And you could dress it down. I can see this taking it all the way from a gym scent because it has a freshness to it with the ginger. I can see it hitting your skin and kind of lightening up a little bit. But I can see this being more of a signature scent, dumb reach type. But for $22, I don't think you can go wrong. Now, as far as the scent profile to my nose, you know, for originality or anything like that, that's not what I'm getting. I've smelled a lot of different fragrances that kind of give me the same vibe, so to speak. When you talk about maybe like Dolce & Gabbana, let me see, it's another one, Dolce & Gabbana's light blue, some of the Jimmy Choo's, you know, Man Aqua, Man Blue type. That's kind of what I'm getting. It's kind of in that same wheelhouse. It's not special or anything like that, but it's got a pretty good smell. This would be to me. Now, I don't know what the original smells like. I know it's very popular and it's expensive and it's been around for a long time, and a lot of people seem to like it. This to me, like I said, this is just on a test strip. I don't think it's, you know, super special, but I think it's a pretty good scent. If I had to rate it right off the bat, and this is right off the test strip without having worn it, I don't have the Acqua di Gio. I don't have that. So I can't really tell you how it matches against that, but standing on itself, I would probably give this scent an 8 out of 10, which is not a bad scent at all. Actually, it's a good scent. It's just not special and it's not unique. This smells like anything that you would go in at Macy's, like I said, and smell at the counter. I don't see it being exceptional, but I do see it as being mass appealing, which basically is something that pretty much everybody would like. But this is another one that needs to come off a clean body. I think Sweat would probably be the best thing for it. This one I would probably overload. I'd probably bathe in it because even though it has that ginger and bergamot with the musk in it, it's kind of light. You would probably have to put probably, in my book, I would probably start out with no less than say 8 sprays minimum on this to see if this thing lasts. I don't know what this particular cologne would do as far as longevity because I haven't worn it, but the scent profile is really light. As soon as you spray it, it's heavy. After about 5 minutes, it backs down and it's light. You're gonna need probably 8 to 10 sprays of this in the beginning. And I can see this giving you a nice CR for the first hour or two. This is the clone. I don't know about the original. I can see this giving you a good 2 to 4 foot CR for the first maybe 2 hours. Probably after you sweat and cool down once or twice, I can see this backing down to a skin scent probably about that 4th hour. So if I had to guess, and this is just off of my first impressions, it's probably a 4-hour scent. The first 30 minutes gonna give you that top note, then it's gonna kind of go into itself as far as the lavender and the actual violet leaf, and then as it dries down. Obviously, I said that third hour, you go get into the musk, sandalwood, amber aspect of this. And I would say after 4 hours, I can see this being a straight skin scent. I don't see this going any further. This is one you gotta have to keep a decant, touch it up as you go, if you want to keep that ginger bergamot top note. You could dress it up because it has enough of the lavender and violet in it that it could be a dress up scent. This is more of a all around scent. I can see this being somebody's signature scent all day long. You could get away with it probably year round. 8 out of 10. I don't know, at $20, you starting your collection, you just want a nice, good scent or whatnot. And for $20, you don't need a sample of this. I don't think, you could spare $20, to take a chance on a scent like this. I think it's worth that all day long. But let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. And I'll see you guys at the next one.